had to back off the gas just before the gun, and it's Great Britain at the bottom who are going to be on the inside. Can Rockwell Denmark get over the top? I think it's going to be too little too late for the Vikings, and Dylan Fletcher's Great Britain should lead at Mark 1.
The Brits are off and running at mark number 1. Emirates GBR on the inside. They hold the line. The Italians just off their right, and here comes North Star Canada. Look at the speeds.
Tired, really short to this first boundary, Todd. Here we go. Great Britain needing to manoeuvre very early. Gate 2 is going to come so quickly, and New Zealand, who need a good day, well, they're stuck in the pack.
Happy to roll down if you need. 5-8.
So your Rolex sprint leader goes the way of Emirates GBR. Keep an eye on those circles. When you see that circle, it's 2 boats involved. The boat with the red has to stay clear with the boat in the green. They will have priority. And here we go. Look how quick they are to the DP World gate number 2. Emirates GBR will lead the way. Canada tucks in behind them. Italy sits in 3rd. And look at New Zealand trying to dive inside. Do they have the space? Yes, they do.
Oh, damage on board the Brazilian boat there. This flapping sail at the front, the sheet that pulls that in and out is broken.
So unlike yesterday's course, Shark Island has come into major play today, and that is saying it mildly. This is race number 5. It is Emirates GBR out in front. The Kiwis showing their best form over 2 days, and the Australians sit in 3rd. Gate number 4, it's Emirates GBR out in front. The Kiwis sit in 2nd. Canada's moved up to 3rd. And Australia, who leads the overall, currently sits in 4th.
Great Britain take that turn, but New Zealand decide to follow. And Australia, look at this, 1 more place gain. Bad news for North Star Canada. They need all the points they can get if they're going to make a charge towards the event final here.
So it's down to the middle of the course. There you see that buoy in the center. It'll be Emirates GBR that'll get there first, and then the left-hand turn, which will take them to that Emirates winning moment. So it'll be a 2 wins out of 5 for Emirates GBR. They join the 2-win club with Australia.
Yeah, they've really looked a class act along with Australia so far at this event, haven't we?
All good.
There we go. A little bit of navigation required there for Hannah Mills, just helping Dylan find the marks. There's a lot of action out on Sydney Harbour today, and a last-minute charge from New Zealand. This will be great for their confidence, but confused they might be.
And race number 5, the first race on Super Sunday, goes the way of Emirates GBR, and the Emirates winning moment goes to the Brits. New Zealand holds on for 2nd place. It'll be Australia moving up in the pack. Stevie, they were back in 7th, and now they move up to 3rd. Not like they needed the points, so the rich keep getting richer for the Aussies. 5 races down, and it remains the Australians out in front. Only the top 3 teams make it. Right now, it's Emirates GBR and France, the top 3. But Rockwell, Denmark, Switzerland, and Canada, as well as Spain, still have a shot.
Really, I think we could turn our eyes to that battle between France, Denmark, and Switzerland for this next race. So we can see Denmark have got some space. They're at the top again. That's their same plan, and they've been a little bit, they've been so consistent, but I'm going to start to call them a little bit too average. They need to now really start to be a bit more aggressive here. Top of the line, they've got that space. France at the bottom, that's the aggression we're used to from Delapierre, and the Swiss in the middle of the line. Well, at the moment, the pole predictor suggests it's Denmark. Top of the screen there. Italy are late, out the back here. So, what do France do? Can they accelerate from there? It's New Zealand and Denmark that are going to be fastest coming in here. They look a little late on Denmark. Watching for that line to turn white, and who's got the timing right? Perfect by Canada and New Zealand. New Zealand are going to have the fastest angle here. Can Canada hang on the inside? Denmark, Switzerland and France are out the back.
And here we go. Mark number 1, race number 6, and it is the Kiwis striking back. Canada on the inside. The Germans get pushed wide.
Yeah, what a difference a day makes for the New Zealand crew here. They take that left turn, keeping it simple. Looks like good wind in the top left-hand corner of our screen, so that's good news for the New Zealand crew. But Denmark here, Rockwell Denmark, they've given themselves an opportunity. Will they be able to make a gain by taking the other side of the course? Yesterday, if I was going to question anyone, I'd say Leo Takahashi looked like he was struggling in that flight controller position. Boat looked really unstable. We even wondered if it was an issue with the boat. But right now, well, Leo's gone home and done his homework because he's coming back with some good results on the flight control today.
And with the Australians moving up, Canada now in a dogfight. Remember, every point counts for North Star Canada and Giles Scott as they try to claw themselves into a top 3 position with one more fleet race to go before the field is cut to just the top 3 on points.
Yeah, well, Canada were ahead of Denmark when Canada were into the final, so that must mean Rockwool Denmark are back in the final as it stands right now. Real tussle between these two boats, that will be crucial. But yeah, for the rest of the fleet, what's frightening is Tom Slingsby's gone 9th to 4th in an absolute oneer, just got a little bit of space and then fired through the fleet.
Leg 5 of 7, they'll go through this gate and then head back down the course before they hit mark number 6 and then left-hand turn to the finish line. Looks like New Zealand's going to notch their first victory of this event, but the eyes are all on Canada and Denmark.
Yeah, look at that, they dropped the hammer, faster angle for the Canadians, and they've managed to power over the top. I thought Rockwool Denmark were going to get away with it, but not quite. Canada are going to get round. Now for Rockwool Denmark, it's damage limitation time. You cannot let the ruse get past you. You've got to try and get round this mast fast enough.
Into the circle first, so Denmark should have priority.
They do, but look how slow they are, Todd. They're nearly 15 kilometres an hour faster. Australia are going to try and go round the outside. Australia have got to keep clear. Right of way, Australia, but Denmark are going to lose the place. Oh, how costly will that be in the race to the final? Spain are up to 5th in the back round, but the battle for the final is Canada and Denmark have just had a shocker at the top of that upwind leg.
And race number 6 will come to a conclusion for the number 1 team. It will be...
And yeah, that overtake by Australia, massive on our race to the final because it's a 2-point swing on that top end of the course. Australia, well, they look fast out there, don't they?
Rainwood, icons of football.
2 teams. Team England versus Team World.
24 icons of football.
This is the moment we waited for. Golf tournament like no other. At Robinswood Golf Club in Bangkok. It's going to be an intense rivalry.
Vamos, Team World!
Forget all that vamos. Team England are going to win, obviously. Good luck with that.
Because the types are really different compared to the MotoGP.
Yeah, the championship has heated up.
Season gets underway. Raking away on top rank, dives down the inside. Competitive motorcycle racing completes the podium.
Oh, it's such a good battle here at the front of the field.
This is what we've been waiting for all season long, isn't it?
Flying carbon machines driven by the world's best. Yes, powered by nature, powered by nature. We are SURYO.
Well, we are pressing on with day number 2. It's Super Sunday at the KPMG Australia Sail Grand Prix Sydney. This is event number 3 after stops in Dubai and Auckland for the Rolex Sail GP Championship.
Bottom of the fleet here, we can see Canada and Denmark tied on a piece of string right next to each other. Very tight in the middle there. That was really, really tight. New Zealand at the bottom. France already up and foiling towards the top of our screen, but it's Rockwool, Denmark and Canada. Whoever beats whoever will make the final. New Zealand finds some space. Australia have space. It's all about timing right now, and Delapierre, his sense of timing's really good. The French boat dives through the line here. All about acceleration. Eyes are on the middle there. Denmark, France, Canada, who's got the timing right? Watch for the line to turn white. We go here, and it's a tight start. France have nailed it. Canada a little bit back, and the Roos at the top of the line are going to drop the hammer. But who's going to get to Mark 1 first? Could be the Swiss if they can get that boat cranking over the top.
Here we go, mark number 1 of the final fleet race here at the KPMG Australia Sail Grand Prix.
I don't think it's going to be impossible for Switzerland to make the final if they win and everyone else has a bad race. This is going to be a really tense race. Focus on your own boat, though. Switzerland need to set up for a good manoeuvre before gate 2.
So now the game begins as the Rolex sprint leader Switzerland decides they are going to force the issue. They turn away. Here we go. They've got Brazil to their left. They've got the Australians to the right. And the Aussies now, somehow, Stevie, have moved into first place.
Well, they've gone right around the outside, but Canada's the main mover. Middle of our screen there. They've got space. Giles Scott's managed to make a manoeuvre. He's potentially going to be ahead of France and Denmark. He'll come back with the right of way. Gate 2 is going to be like a traffic jam. How do you keep fast in and out here? Brazil have got to keep clear. France have got to keep clear. Oh my word, this is so tight. It's all going to come down to some quick fire manoeuvres. Canada trying to get around the outside. Brazil. Oh, France, cat-like reactions from Delapierre. What a moment. And Giles Scott, the door's opened. He's around the outside. Oh my lord, look at the pile up at the bottom here. And for Canada, this is amazingly good news because Rottwell, Denmark are stuck on the outside and France are off the foils.
To quote a famous announcer, you can't do that. But look at Giles Scott. He catapults himself into third place. Meanwhile, it's Australia who have firmly ensconced into the final. And then the top of the screen, you can't see him right now. It is Switzerland in first.
On either right side of the course. Don't push too much.
There's a voice on board Switzerland. That is Sebastian Schneider, their driver. North Star Canada's driver, Giles Scott, who was with the umpires. Penalty Switzerland. Relative Australia. Port tack boat not keeping clear. Poor time to do that as we take a look inside our Emirates umpire studio. Chief umpire Craig Mitchell on the right side of your screen doling out the penalty. As I was just about to say, North Star Canada and their driver Giles Scott, who drove for Emirates GBR last year, taking over for the legend Ben Ainsley. Giles Scott, a two-time Olympic gold in the Finn class. So Stevie, he's no stranger here as Australia now has taken over that lead. First place for the Aussies, and this is just a tune-up for the final.
Well, that's right. I mean, it is. It's all on, isn't it? And there's so much talent in the fleet, as we know. But the crucial battle is middle of our screen there. 4th place Canada, 6th place Denmark. Denmark only need to overtake Canada to make the final. So there is a lot of race left here. We can see New Zealand are going to try and turn right. They're getting really slow on that New Zealand boat there. They're going to hope to go back to more wind, but they're taking a big loss to make that happen. I think that's a bad choice by the New Zealand boat at the moment. As Rottwell, Denmark come round the gate, they're going to be chasing down the Canadians, but in the moment, it's in Canada's hands. Problem here for the Danish. They've got to keep out of the way of New Zealand. That's going to slow them down. Good news again for Canada. Yep. New Zealand really playing spoiler here for the Danish crew. As we can see, Switzerland turn left. They're looking for that Hail Mary move, but Giles Scott on board the North Star Canada team. Right turn. Keep it simple. One more upwind leg to go for the Canadians. They've got to stay ahead of Denmark.
And the Kiwis force the Danes to not one, but 2 extra maneuvers. And look at now, they are off the foils. Oh, this is just tragic for Rottwell, Denmark.
Big up in 3, 2, 1.
It's going to take something pretty special to go wrong for the Canadians here for Rottwell, Denmark to have a chance. It looks like it's going to be Canada joining Great Britain and Australia in the final. And I think when we start thinking about the final, Todd, we always talk about momentum. Canada are sailing well today. Australia have been the form boat, but I thought Britain were going to be their main challengers. They seem to have lost a little bit of edge in these last couple of races. Are they keeping their powder dry, or are they just struggling with these changing conditions? Right now, Canada, well, they're well set, but they've got themselves a problem in New Zealand. You've got to keep it simple here. Don't be at all surprised to see Canada to go a little bit safe, maybe an overtake with New Zealand, but keep yourself out of trouble. Last thing they need is infringement right now.
So Canada can let New Zealand get past them. That's not where the damage would be done. It's if Denmark, Rottwell, Denmark, can catch them and overtake them. So to Stevie's point, it looks like North Star Canada is going to play this one safe. And as we flash forward to the finish line, the fans on Shark Island, they're happy because the hometown Roos have won again. It's another victory for Australia, their 3rd out of 7 races. The Swiss come through in 2nd place. So, Stevie, they started off this whole event with a win in race number 1. They finished race number 7. They come up short of making the final, but they finished in 2nd. And for Germany, it's 3rd. And Canada does hold off the Kiwis, so they will finish in 4th, and that should lock them up into the final.
That's a good day of fighting, guys. Let's finish it off.
So after 7 exciting fleet races here at the KPMG Australia Sail Grand Prix, this is how it looks. Australia is in with 63, Emirates GBR with 51, and Canada with 43. So the final is set. Australia, Emirates GBR, and North Star Canada.
Fletcher, he's coming for a late run at things here. I like where the Australians are positioned, but they're into a battle with Canada already. Dylan Fletcher's got the chance to play spoiler here. He's got to keep some space. Canada and Australia, oh, it's really tight there. Australia have got to keep clear. They're in a real fight with 16 seconds to go. Boat's going to fill up. This is opening the gap here for Fletcher. He's coming through fast. Middle of the line's the favoured place to be. 9 seconds to go. Britain are calling themselves late. 5 seconds. Watching for the line to turn white. It's timing that counts right now. Oh, what a start. Fletcher's at absolute speed. On the inside, it's Canada. I think Emirates, Great Britain are going to be able to lead at Mark 1 here.
Penalty Australia, relative Canada. Windward boat not keeping clear.
Oh, Slingsby's going to have to fight back from third here. He's going to have to be last round Mark 1, and then it's going to be a fight back. But for Emirates, Great Britain, the ball's in their court.
So at mark number 1 here in the final, it's Emirates GBR with the lead. Canada in second, and the hometown favorites, Australia, will sit in third. But Stevie, what a move by Tom Slingsby. Didn't pull wide, he just went wide, and now he's back up to speed.
Yeah, he just did it wide. He's a bit of engine experience out there, and he nailed that manoeuvre. But it's all about being smooth on board Emirates Great Britain. They're going to be into gate 2 and no more manoeuvres. But what's the choice? Do they go straight and take a left turn? It looks like Canada might make it down and cut the corner. Big overlay by Emirates Great Britain. Canada have seen a wind shift. Looks to me like it's a lead change. Canada are going to lead at gate 2. Australia could be straight back to second. Mistake by Emirates Great Britain.
At gate number 2, the DP World Gate, it is North Star Canada, Giles Scott, that will lead. And then it's Emirates GBR, and Tom Slingsby rolls the dice. He opts for the other side. He loves to stay away from his competitors.
Keep pressing, keep pressing.
Oh, big cover manoeuvre there, Todd. These two are already in a fight, and that only means good news for Canada. Look here on our Oracle Cloud, big gains to Canada.
They might try and split the other side of the island. What do you think if they do that? Going straight here. Are we happy with that?
Big lefty coming in about 10.
Big down 5.
I'm not sure they're laying anyway that turn. No.
Going away 3.
That's Hannah Mills talking about the Australians, saying they're not really a threat at the moment. We've got big gaps opened up here. With Great Britain coming and engaging with Australia, they've really potentially given an unassailable lead to the Canadians. It's going to be so hard to find a way back through it. Australia have got a simple choice here. Do they follow? If they do follow, it's very hard to overtake.
Hey, from here, bud. Hey, ready? Coming on. 1.
This will mean an awful lot to Giles right now if he can hang on. And yeah, huge for North Star Canada's season, huge for the new ownership. So here we go.
And Stevie, it's one of those situations where if you were coaching them, you would probably just say, keep it simple. Keep it simple. You have a massive lead. Don't let the pressure come to you and make a silly mistake.
Yeah, and you've got to focus in on your manoeuvre, so do the next right move. That's what's key at this point here. Where's their wind? That's the first thing. If I've got more wind, I can keep going fast. Now, I'm surprised they didn't turn a little bit sooner. As soon as they saw Great Britain were about to turn left, I'm surprised Canada didn't turn. They've given about 50 metres extra leverage than they needed to, but left-hand side of our screen, there is good wind.
Get to lay and see if there's an option to split.
Well, that's there. Hannah talking about the downwind leg. They get to a point where they can either turn right or left, and then they take a call off Canada. At that point, we're not going to follow Canada. If we follow Canada, then the only hope is that they make a mistake. By splitting, they give themselves a shot. I'm surprised Canada didn't manoeuvre sooner after that gate to cover off Great Britain. There is now an opportunity. When the boats come back together, Great Britain are going to have the right of way.
Keep pressing a little, yeah, good angle.
Oh, it was pretty much perfect. Here